The hall holds its breath. Malik's hand moves, slow, controlled, toward the slate. His fingers hover above the etched name. And Nia watches his face with a healer's precision, waiting to see whether the Alpha, who once trusted her hands, will finally use his own to tell the truth. Will he scent-check the ink, or will he step back and let Darius speak for him again? Malik inhales once, deep. The sound is quiet, but it carries. His jaw tightens as if he tastes ash. Then he puts his palm on the slate. A murmur ripples through the crowd as he drags his thumb across the etched line where Nia's name sits. He brings his hand to his nose, eyes narrowing. Cedar smoke and cold rain pull tight around him, his scent turning sharper with focus. Darius shifts in his chair. Just once. The movement is small, but Nia catches it. Malik's eyes lift, and for a beat they look past everyone. Like he is staring down a memory he doesn't want. It's masked, Malik says at last. His voice is even. Too even. Then he looks at Nia. And it's not Ward ink. The pack's silence breaks into sound. Not shouting. Not yet. A low, stunned exhale that swells, then stops again as Malik raises one hand. Bring the record slate, Malik orders. A scribe hesitates near the side benches. Not the thin one from last night. This one is older, shoulders hunched, ink stains on his fingers, like permanent guilt. Darius's voice cuts in, smooth. Alpha, we all ready. We are not finished, Malik says, and the restraint in his tone is a warning. Not now. The older scribe brings a second slate forward. He places it beside the one Zuri stole, hands careful, as if stone can bite. Malik leans down. He scent-checks again, slower. His nostrils flare, and Nia sees the shift in him. Not rage. Recognition. He straightens and turns slightly, giving the pack a clear line to his face. These slates were handled recently. Darius's lips press thin. Of course. They were brought for hearing. Recently, Malik repeats, and there is a hard edge now. And by someone wearing masking resin. Zuri's breath catches. Nia doesn't look at her. She keeps her eyes on Malik, on the way his control holds like iron around something dangerous. Malik points at the seal corner on the stolen slate. This imprint is shallow. Not made by the council press. A wave of whispering breaks loose. Darius lifts his hand, ring catching lantern light. You presume much from. Malik lifts his own hand. His alpha mark flashes at his wrist, the faint raised pattern that binds authority to body. I presume nothing. I verify. He looks to the guards. Bring the press. Bring the official seal. Movement explodes around the hall. 2 guards head for the record corridor at a run, boots striking stone in clean, urgent beats. Nia feels the crowd's mood tilt. Not toward her. Not yet. Toward the possibility that they have been played. Darius stands. His voice is calm, but it rides a current of threat. Alpha Malik. This hearing was called to resolve a security breach. Not to indulge. Not to indulge a healer, Malik finishes, and something in the hall goes cold. Say it clearly, Elder. Say what you mean. Darius's eyes narrow. I mean, you are letting a traitor steer you. Nia's pulse pounds. Malik doesn't glance at her. He doesn't protect her with touch or soft words. He protects her with procedure. I am letting evidence steer me, Malik says. The same evidence you denied last night. A sound slips out of someone in the crowd. A small, shocked laugh that dies quickly. Darius turns his gaze to Nia, and the look is almost gentle. That's what makes it vicious. If this is masked ink, it proves only that she prepared to hide her crime. Nia steps forward. The wraps on her wrists show under her sleeves, stained faintly through with dried blood. "No," she says. "It proves someone expected you to say that." Her voice cuts clean through the hall. "Masking Resin was your excuse. Your shield. Malik repeated it, and you used it to deny me law." Malik's eyes flick to hers. A warning. Not to push too far. Nia pushes anyway. "I requested the mercy right," she continues. "You denied it without cause. That was your first crime." The word crime lands heavy. Wolves shift. Guards tense. Darius's expression doesn't change, but his scent does. Bitter, sharp, controlled fury. "Mind your place," he says. Nia's laugh is small and humorless. "My place was on my knees last night, wasn't it? That's what you wanted." Zuri moves beside her, shoulders squared. "She's right." Darius's gaze sweeps over Zuri like she is a speck on the floor. "Apprentice." Silence. Malik's voice snaps, quiet and lethal. "You will not dismiss witnesses in my hall." The words are simple. The effect is not. Darius turns to Malik. "Your hall?" A murmur rises at that, the kind of sound that smells like a fracture. Malik doesn't look away. "Yes, mine." The guards return with a heavy iron box. They set it on the low table with a dull thud that makes the lanterns tremble. Inside is the official seal press. Old iron, etched with the pack's crest. The older scribe opens a jar of council wax. Thick, dark, and clean-smelling. Iron and resin. Authority in scent form. Malik gestures. "Press it." The scribe pours wax on a blank strip of parchment and lowers the iron press. When he lifts it, the imprint is deep, crisp, unmistakable. Malik leans down, studies the stolen slate's shallow seal again, then the fresh imprint. He straightens slowly. "It doesn't match," Malik says. The hall erupts. Not chaos yet. A storm of voices, questions, anger. Wolves turn to each other, eyes wide, scent spiking with adrenaline. Darius raises both hands. Enough. But the sound doesn't obey him. For the first time, it doesn't obey him. Nia feels it like a shift in weather. The pack is no longer watching her. They are watching the council. Malik lifts his voice, and the hall quiets as if yanked by a chain. "Bring Kendrick." "Kendrick?" Nia feels Zuri stiffen beside her. A guard hesitates, then runs. Darius's gaze sharpens. Why involve the head guard? "Because he stands at every door you claim is sealed," Malik answers. He turns, eyes scanning the hall. And because a healer's name was used as a weapon. He looks at Nia then, fully. His eyes are dark with something that isn't tenderness. Not yet. It's accountability. "Nia," Malik says, "present what you have." She steps forward and places the old parchment on the table. Her fingers are steady. The wraps on her wrists pull when she extends her hands. She does it anyway. "This entry is dated during my off-territory assignment," Nia says. "Council sanctioned." She turns her head toward the healers. Corner. "Naomi. You signed the travel permit." A woman in healer gray stands, face tight. Naomi's skin is a warm brown, her hair in thick twists pinned back. She steps forward slowly, as if each step is a choice. "I did," Naomi says. Her voice is steady, but her eyes look sick. "Nia left with my seal. She was gone 5 days." Darius's mouth tightens. "Records can be altered." Naomi's gaze hardens. Not my memory. A low sound of agreement runs through the healers. Not loud, not defiant, but present. Nia points to the forged entry. Someone wanted a history. A trail of guilt that starts years ago. She looks at Malik again. Ask yourself why. Malik's breath shifts. He turns his head toward the elders' seats. Elder Darius. Who benefits from a healer made into a traitor? Darius smiles. It's cold. You tell me, Alpha. You brought her close. You elevated her clinic authority. Perhaps you were blinded. The jab is personal, deliberate. Nia watches Malik's face tighten, then smooth. His restraint is practiced. He doesn't bite. He asks the next question, like a blade. Who had motive to weaken the clinic, Malik says, and tighten control over border movement? Darius's smile fades a fraction. Before he can answer, the side doors open hard. Kendrick is escorted in by 2 guards. His deep brown skin looks ashen under lantern light. His clean fade is damp with sweat. His eyes land on Nia, then Zuri, then Malik. He stops at the base of the dais. Malik's voice is calm. Kendrick. State what you were ordered to do. Kendrick swallows. The sound is loud in the silence. Elder Darius told me to bring blank oath parchment from the supply lock. Gasps. Someone curses under their breath. Darius's voice slices in. You were instructed to prepare for ward repairs. You misunderstand? Kendrick flinches but keeps going. He told me not to sign it out. That lands harder. It isn't misunderstanding. It's instruction to break procedure. Malik's gaze doesn't leave Kendrick. Where did you take the parchment? Kendrick's eyes flick to Darius. Fear lives there. Then he looks at Nia's wrists. Something in him breaks clean. There's a chamber under the record room stairs, Kendrick says. A door behind the old banner frame. A sharp noise runs through the elders' seats. An elder at the far end stiffens. Malik's eyes narrow. That chamber is not listed in the hall plans. Darius's voice comes soft, almost gentle. Alpha. This is a guard trying to save his skin. Kendrick shakes his head. A scribe was there. Not our usual. Hood up. Heavy masking resin. Zuri's voice cuts in, fierce. I smelled it too. Malik lifts a hand, allowing it. Then he turns to Kendrick again. Was I present? Kendrick answers fast. No. Nia watches Malik's face at that. He doesn't relax. He doesn't accept innocence as comfort. He accepts it as a piece of the puzzle. Malik steps down from the dais. The movement pulls attention like gravity. He walks to the table and picks up the stolen slate. He holds it in one hand, then lifts the official seal press in the other. His shoulders are broad under the alpha coat. His presence fills the space without shouting. He turns so the pack can see both objects clearly. This slate carries Nia's name, Malik says. It carries a false seal. It carries masked ink. He sets the press down with a careful thud. This is not justice. This is manufacture. A wave of anger rolls through the pack now, thickening the air. Wolves who looked away last night are staring forward now, ashamed and furious. Darius steps down one stair from his chair, trying to meet Malik's movement. You undermine the council in front of the pack. Malik's eyes are steady. You undermine the pack by forging law. Darius's gaze turns sharp. Careful. Malik's voice drops. It isn't louder. It doesn't need to be. I am being careful. If I wasn't, you would already be chained. Silence crashes down. Even the fire seems to quiet. Nia feels her chest tighten, not with hope, with the weight of what Malik just admitted. He could have stopped it. He didn't. And now he is drawing lines as if he is the only one who can. She steps forward before the story becomes Malik's redemption instead of her justice. "I want my cord returned," Nia says. The words slice through the quiet. Malik's head turns. His eyes catch hers, and something real moves there. A flicker of pain. Darius laughs softly. "After what you've stirred? You want honor?" "I want what was taken by lie," Nia says. "And I want consequence for whoever did it." She lifts her chin. "Including the alpha who denied me process." The pack inhales as one body. Malik's face goes still. "Nia?" "No," she cuts in. Her voice doesn't shake. "Not privately. Not later. Here." She turns slightly, making sure her voice carries to the back rows. "Last night he denied the mercy right. He denied a scent check. He let Darius direct the room." She looks at Malik again. "You called this hearing because doubt found you, not because you chose justice first." Malik's jaw flexes. The controlled fury in him rises, then folds back into restraint. "You're right," Malik says. The admission lands like thunder. No excuses. No softness. Darius's eyes narrow. "Alpha, do not." Malik lifts his hand, stopping him. "I denied her law. And I will answer for it." The pack is so quiet Nia can hear the creak of a bench as someone shifts. Malik turns to the crowd. "This hearing continues under my authority. Elder Darius will submit to confinement until the chamber is searched and the false scribe identified." Darius's smile is gone now. "You cannot confine an elder without council vote." Malik's gaze is ice. "I can when that elder is a threat to pack safety." He looks to the guards. "Andre, Micah, take him." 2 guards step forward. Andre's skin is deep brown, his hair in short curls. Micah is tall, lean, with close-cropped coils and a scar at his brow. Both look tense, but their steps are certain. Darius's voice turns hard. "You will regret this." Malik doesn't blink. "Maybe?" Andre reaches for Darius's arm. Darius moves fast, not with claws, but with authority. "I invoke council protection." Malik's voice cracks like a whip. "Protection is for law, not forgery." Darius's eyes flash toward the elders, seats. "You will allow this humiliation?" An elder shifts, torn. Another looks down. Silence tries to save itself again. Nia steps forward, eyes locked on the elders. "If you stay silent now, you are complicit." The word complicit spreads like smoke. One elder, Isaiah, clears his throat. His skin is dark, his hair silvering in tight curls. He stands slowly. "We will not protect forgery." Darius's gaze snaps to him. "Isaiah." Isaiah's voice is steady. "Enough. That is the second fracture. A public one." Andre and Micah take Darius by the arms. Darius doesn't fight. He lets them escort him, chin high, eyes promising retaliation. As he passes Nia, his gaze slides over her like a knife. "You think you've won?" Nia meets his eyes. "I think you're finally being seen." Darius is led out through the side door. The room holds its breath until the door shuts. Then sound returns, low and dangerous. Malik lifts his hand again. "Quiet." It obeys. He turns to Kendrick. "You will remain under guard, not in chains. You will repeat your testimony to the council recorders. Fully." Kendrick nods, breathing fast. "Yes, Alpha." Malik looks to Zuri. "You will submit the stolen slate. and you will state what you witnessed. Zuri's chin lifts. I will. Naya watches Malik's face, searching. For the moment he tries to soften what he did to her. He doesn't. He does something else. He looks at her wrists. It's the first time he lets his eyes go there, openly. The sight hits him like a blow he can't hide. His voice drops, meant for her, but still audible. Who bound you? Nia's answer is immediate. Your guards. Malik's throat moves. He looks away for one beat, as if swallowing anger. When he looks back, the controlled fury is aimed outward now, not at her. To the record, Malik says, voice carrying, no accused will be bound in my hall again without formal sentence. The pack murmurs approval. It isn't comfort. It's law being dragged back into place. Nia's chest tightens. Not relief. A sense of balance returning, inch by inch. Malik turns to Naomi and the healers. Retrieve Nia's cord. Darius cut it. But the clinic braided it. Naomi nods once. She steps away, then returns with a simple braided cord, gray and black, the weave tight and clean. She holds it out to Nia with both hands. Nia takes it slowly. The cord is rougher than she remembers. Or maybe her fingers are more sensitive now. The pack watches her like she is a verdict. Nia doesn't tie it on. Not yet. She lifts it and looks at Malik. I will not accept it back as a gift. Malik's gaze holds. Then as what? As acknowledgement, Nia says. That I was stripped unlawfully. That my exile was declared on forged record. Malik nods once. Acknowledged. Nia ties the cord at her waist with steady hands. The simple act hits her harder than the accusation did. Not because it restores what was lost, because it proves she can take it back without begging. Malik speaks again, voice formal. Nia's exile is suspended pending full investigation. A wave of sound rises, this time edged with approval. Darius's supporters in the crowd shift, uneasy. Those who hid behind silence look shaken. Nia feels eyes on her from every corner. Some guilty, some grateful, some still suspicious. She can live with that. Truth doesn't need to be liked. Malik turns his head toward the side door. Search the chamber, now. Guards move out. The hall hums with anticipation and fear. Nia watches Malik for the first sign he will try to speak to her privately. To reclaim intimacy as a way to erase damage. Instead, he stays where everyone can see him. He takes the hit publicly. He keeps giving orders that bind him to consequence. It is the only reason she doesn't walk out. Minutes stretch. Lantern light flickers. The air grows hot with bodies and old anger. Then the side door opens again. Andre returns, holding a small bundle wrapped in oilcloth. Micah follows with an iron ring of keys. Andre places the bundle on the table and unwraps it. Inside is a scribe's glove. Dark leather, fingers stained with ink. And beside it, a small jar. Even from where she stands, Nia catches the scent. Sweet. Burnt sugar. Masking resin. A hiss runs through the crowd. Andre's voice is tight. We found this in the hidden chamber. Along with blank oath parchment. And a stamp carved to mimic the council seal. Naomi's hand flies to her mouth. Zuri's eyes blaze. Malik's face goes still in a way that makes the room colder. He picks up the carved stamp. It's crude compared to the official press, but close enough to fool anyone who doesn't check depth. He sets it down slowly. Then he turns to the elders, seats. Who knew of this chamber? Silence. Nia's stomach knots. Silence again, the old habit trying to survive. Malik's voice hardens. If you knew and you stayed quiet, you will answer. Isaiah stands again. Only a few. It was built for war years ago. We sealed it. Malik's gaze narrows. Sealed, yet it was used. Isaiah's shoulders slump. Yes. Malik turns to the scribe bench. Where is the scribe from last night? The older scribe's face goes pale. He was assigned by Elder Darius. A low growl spreads through the pack. Not a threat of violence, a sound of collective disgust. Nia feels something inside her settle. The evidence trail is no longer only hers. It belongs to the room. Malik turns toward her, and his voice changes. It isn't softer. It's precise. Nia, he says, state your charge. She breathes once, slow. The hall is listening like a blade held over skin. I charge Elder Darius with forging oath record, Nia says. With unlawful stripping of healer rank. With manipulating border fear for control. She lifts her chin higher. I also charge Alpha Malik with denial of due process under elder law. The second charge makes the room tremble with shock again. Malik's face remains still. He doesn't argue. He doesn't deny. He nods once. Accepted. A ripple runs through the crowd, half disbelief, half grim respect. Nia's voice doesn't waver. I request council judgment. Public. Today. Isaiah looks to Malik, cautious. Alpha, that is. Necessary. Malik finishes. He turns to the hall. Pack assembly stands as witness. Then he looks back at Nia. His eyes are dark and tired, but clear. If the council finds my denial unlawful, I will submit to penalty. Nia holds his gaze. Including limitation of your authority. Malik's jaw tightens. Including that. No softness, no bargaining. It doesn't heal her. It makes space for healing, to become possible. The elders gather in a tight circle, voices low. The pack waits, breathing shallow, as if loud air might tilt the verdict. Nia keeps her posture straight, cord at her waist, satchel at her hip. She feels every stare, every shift of scent. She also feels something else. Not safety, but momentum. After a long, tense stretch, Isaiah steps forward again. His face is drawn, but his voice is strong. By elder law, Isaiah announces, the exile declared against Nia is void due to forged record. A wave of sound crashes through the hall. Relief, anger, shame, all mixed. Isaiah raises his hand for quiet. Elder Darius is found in violation of oath record integrity. He is stripped of council seat and placed under binding until further trial. Gasps. Someone sobs, quick and harsh. Isaiah's eyes move to Malik. Alpha Malik is found in violation of due process. Penalty stands as public censure and temporary limitation. The hall goes so still it hurts. Malik's shoulders rise with one controlled breath. He nods once. State it. Isaiah's voice is unwavering. For 30 days, Alpha decisions involving exile, confinement, and rank stripping require council cosign. A humiliation, measured and sharp. A consequence that cannot be hidden. Malik accepts it without flinching. So recorded. Nia feels something unclench in her chest. Not forgiveness. A small, hard knot of vindication. Isaiah turns to Nia. Nia of the clinic, your rank is restored. Nia bows her head once, not in submission, in acknowledgement of law done correctly. The pack's tension shifts again. Wolves look at her differently now. Not with pity, with caution, with respect, with guilt that will take time to earn its way out of them. Malik steps down from the dais and stops in front of her, close enough that she can smell the cold rain in his scent. His voice is low. I was wrong. Nia's eyes hold his. Yes. Malik swallows. I will not ask you to make that easy. Good. The words don't soothe her. They don't try to. They sit where they belong. Nia turns slightly toward Zuri. You did what I couldn't do alone. Zuri's eyes shine, but her voice stays fierce. They tried to erase you. I wouldn't let them. Nia nods once. You'll be a full healer faster than you think. Zuri's mouth trembles, then firms. Only if the pack earns us. Nia almost smiles. almost. She looks back at the table where the false stamp sits, ugly and exposed. Then she looks at the hall, at the wolves who watched her kneel. "I won't stay in a clinic that can be used like a cage," Nia says, voice carrying. "We change protocol. Healer access is never used for council record again. 2 keys. 2 witnesses." Murmurs of agreement. Naomi nods hard, eyes wet. Malik's voice follows, steady. "Approved." The pack begins to move, the hearing dissolving into smaller clusters of shock and whispered anger. Guards lead Kendrick away gently, not in chains, but under watch. The elders gather around Isaiah, faces tight with realization. And Nia stands in the center of it, cord at her waist, wrists wrapped, head high. She doesn't belong to their story anymore. They belong to the truth she dragged into the light. Malik watches her for a long beat. He doesn't reach for her. He doesn't claim closeness as proof of anything. He only says, quiet enough that it feels like a vow and not a performance, "If you choose to leave after this, I won't stop you." Nia's answer is immediate. "I'm not leaving." Malik's eyes flicker, surprised. "I'm moving," Nia clarifies, and the distinction matters. "The clinic will be rebuilt under new rules. And I will sit in the hearings until the last forged entry is burned." Malik nods once, slow. "Then I will make room." Nia turns toward the doors, toward the cold daylight beyond the hall. Behind her, the false seal stamp lies on the table in plain sight, stripped of power, and when the pack finally bows, not to Malik, not to Darius, but to the law they almost lost. Nia's restored cord sits firm at her waist, the braid dark against gray cloth. She breathes in, and the air feels clean again.